Coming up on this week's episode of the Zennial Odyssey podcast.
What are your long-term goals and wishes for this thing?
I feel like season 2 should be...
I don't want to get fired already. Be your dream guest and your dream band.
Why? Because he could fly away when he flutters them?
They're just nightmares. They're like Groucho Marx's mustache. But it's going to be a place of positivity, place of openness. She was a bananarchist. You know why I call her that?
I think now's a great time to do the montage. Oh, the beautiful vocal stylings of Remy. Welcome back, everybody, to the Zennial Odyssey podcast
Hello.
with Bobby Rocks and Remy. So, we have finally reached it, Rem. Wow. We have reached the mountaintop. We have reached the end of
money
season
shot,
1.
dude.
Hide your eyes.
Drizzle. Just drizzle, bro.
Get the wet nap ready.
I always have wet naps on me. Thank you for this, man. It's been, as you guys know, this is Bobby's baby. Bobby hit me up and was like, do you want to be a part of my baby? And I said, yeah, I'd be honored, man. Me and Bob have really good rapport. If anything, me and Bob can talk for 16 hours straight, so we might as well record it.
Yep.
But you never know how stuff's going to gel. You don't. I'm sorry. Like, being in entertainment, stuff works, stuff doesn't. And so Bob had got some stuff that he had sent me initially to give you guys kind of the origin story that he had recorded on his own. And I was genuinely impressed. Like, he understood how to do it. That's the thing. There's a method here. And you have to watch and listen to podcasts for years to kind of learn from better people than you.
Yep.
And even, I'm sorry, like my thing, even watching vloggers on YouTube, as much as I hate that scene, it's taught me a lot about social media and about even knowing to cough away from a mic. You learn that the hard way when your guests tell you or whatever, but we already know it because we've seen idiots do it. Bob just got it. He got the format. He understood. He had a great brand idea. The Zillennial thing is awesome because we talk about how we're misplaced a lot. We're just in the ether. And we have a voice, and it's relevant. But so me and Bob, you know, he did his stuff initially, and I was like, maybe it'll just work better solo. But, you know, first couple times we sat and did it, it just flowed. It's effortless. So thank you for thinking of me, man. It's been really it's been exciting, and I hope people hear it.
Yeah, I hope so too. I've said to Rem off the air, I've said it in a few episodes. I don't know if I've said it kind of as I'm going to put it here, but my goal's not monetization. My goal isn't likes. My goal isn't all that stuff. It's just the fact that if I could put this out there and somebody finds something out of it that inspires them, that makes them think about things differently, that can help maybe us organize as a group of people, as a micro generation, then I've been successful.
Yeah, I agree. And it's another example of someone carving out their voice and their niche and finding out what that is. So it could take us a year. It could take us that time to find our audience and to find even like our legs, because we're jumping on a few different points lately. But I mean, I think the fun for us is going to be discovering that. And hopefully the fun for you guys, if you guys exist at this point, is that you're kind of enjoying that ride too. And we're open. Bobby said it. I'm sorry, but we're open. Like, hit us up. I'll have my social media link to this on my Twitter.
Yep.
Please talk to us, man. If you think something, because we're trying to be really non-biased. I think that was hard in the...
I want to be as objective as I can.
It was hard in the Amber Heard episode, and I know that, and I'll own that. But please, we're open. And
but we came to that, everybody, because we came to it raw.
Yeah, because we had to. I think that's the best way to do it, and that doesn't mean everything we said was right, but it means we believe what we said.
Yep.
That'll always be the thing we stand behind. But it's very important to us that all sides are heard, and Bob has done great with that. Like I said, Bob, you brought me in. This thing's been delightful. So, what are your long-term goals and wishes for this thing?
I feel like season 2 should be, definitely the two of us, but
yeah, I don't want to get fired already.
Yeah, but I definitely feel like, I know in the trailer I mentioned that you're a frequent co-host, but I definitely feel like you should be, if you're willing, to be upgraded to
I'd love it.
Full-time co-host.
Yeah, me and Bobby do Sundays now. It's kind of come, even though it's Saturday today, but I think we do weekends. We decided we commit to weekends, but yeah, man, I'm 100% on board with this. I like the idea of us approaching subjects beforehand, but I like the idea of us approaching some stuff raw.
Did you hear that, everybody? He said yes.
I said yes to the dress.
Oh, thank you very much. I had to give me an excuse. I have this nice Zoom pod, like digital recorder here with sound effects. I gotta have a reason.
Can we? You know what? It's the end of the season. You haven't did them all. Let's go through these sounds.
We got A here.
Porn music. Hey, baby. Ooh,
Spray it on your back.
Well,
Back from a commercial break.
and we're back. That's what I hear in my head whenever I speak.
I wish I had a joke for that, but I don't. Oh, but I'll still do that.
Yeah. So it's a good setup.
Yeah, I think I can program it too.
Yeah, we got to get cricket noises for when our bits don't work.
Yeah.
Which is going to be pretty common, I
Or when
think.
we have guests on and
We don't agree with what they said.
Yeah. So I would say my goal
Yes.
is I'll give everyone kind of an idea. My personal feedback from the first season is I did most of the recording in my living room. When I got the digital recorder, I started to do some recording at my kitchen table. We did recording in my mom's dining room.
Yeah,
at
the
one
acoustics
point.
were nice.
And I feel like, to be fair to you, the listener, I just need to pick one place to do it so that the acoustics are always consistent. The ambient noise in the background is always consistent. And when I'm editing it, it's creating a better listening experience for anybody out there that's listening. So that's one takeaway I have. Another takeaway I have is I know at one point I wanted to bring in people to interview.
Yeah.
In the first season, I wanted to do that to kind of lay a foundation of like themes and all that, and a lot of entrepreneurs. It didn't play out that way, but I mean, another trait of people like us, we're flexible on the fly.
Yeah.
So I feel we adjusted, but I definitely want to start reaching out, give people more time, because time was the issue. You know, I'm doing this kind of willy-nilly at first, and I don't want to do that willy-nilly moving forward. I want to have a succinct plan, storylines, and go over that stuff. And then we do have the freedom to just have some ad lib and all that.
I think it's going to be easier to get guests too once there's an audience.
Yeah.
That's a huge difference, I think, because I think initially this is going to be a sticky period.
Yeah, and when I say guests and I want them to highlight things, I want specific guests from like specific backgrounds, if they're entrepreneurs or not, or like I've said before, if they're zennials or not, or if they're younger millennials and they maybe listen and go, that's me, and I want to defend myself. Come on, come one, come all. But my whole point is that I want people to be able to feel comfortable to come on here, talk about whatever it is about themselves that they want to, their convictions, their morals, the themes of their lives that epitomize what everything that we're talking about. Because like Remy was hitting on, yes, I want everybody to have a voice. We are a demographic that drives this country. We're at that point now. We're middle-aged.
Yeah.
We're middle-aged. We drive the country now, and I feel like not all of us, but the majority of us are just in cruise control.
Yeah, and if you feel like you're not represented, then you slowly become voiceless, which is a dangerous thing for any generation. So, but another thing that I think is valid is, what do you guys want us to do?
Yes, and so that's where the website, either the one through the host domain, or if we actually do like a WordPress or something like a website like that.
Yeah.
Definitely a section where we will take your feedback.
Have an open forum on
Yep.
it, man. Just have an open forum at the back end.
Another thing I want to do, live cast at some point.
Yeah.
I want a live cast. Honestly, everybody, that could literally be like, we could just stream it live, because one person that I know I'm going to get as a guest on season 2 is really huge into audio and visual. And I know that they'll hook us up with that. But I wouldn't be against a live Q&A if we have listeners and they want to ask us questions live.
Yeah, I'd love that. I think that, with that stuff's going to take a little more time. But I like the idea of the show being interactive, I like the idea of, I know, sorry guys, I keep trying to jam this microphone in my ass and it just keeps locking at the arm. But yeah, I think that for us, if you are here at this point, thank you.
Yes.
If there's 3 of you, we're super grateful to the 3 of you, and thank you. And this is going to be very different than what you're used to, in the sense that this is going to be an open sourced podcast.
Yep.
In the sense that we do want to know what you guys want to hear or want us to address, or the kind of people you want us to talk to.
This is going to be a very interactive podcast.
Yeah, honestly. And, we're, like we said, we're not against, if there's a listener who thinks we didn't rep a side, we'll have you come in.
Or if you think we're full of shit, hey, we'll talk about how we're full of shit then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how call-ins and shit work with these things, but that would be an amazing thing to have.
It's very simple. I just plug it into the 4.
Yeah.
I plug it into the 4 headphone down there.
And that's it, huh?
And that's it. And if you have a phone that is only Bluetooth now, because that's where we're at, then you just get the Bluetooth adapter, link it to your phone, and then that's how we do it.
Oh, man, it's been fun.
From a equipment standpoint, I like the equipment I have. I think if I had to change some things, I would probably get different arms. I would probably get different arms for the microphones. If I had to, I like the microphones themselves.
Yeah, quality's great.
Yeah, headphones are fine, but I would probably get 2 more. so that we could have like up to four
Yeah,
people.
good point.
The digital recorder can support up to 4 people in its basic mode, but I can always get adapters, so I mean we could have more than that, but I don't feel like we need that. I'm really liking Soundstripe. And speaking of that, at some point we'll jump off. Maybe for this one we'll do an ending show montage.
Yeah,
Maybe
nice.
we'll do an ending show montage, and we'll pick some of the best things that we have from the season, and
Exchanges.
we'll put that on the end of it, because we're doing this real time right now, and maybe you noticed in the last episode that we talked about with the toxicity, there was no music. That one didn't need music. We were just going. This one, maybe we'll do it. We'll switch it up. And we'll put it at the end. I would say I want to give huge shout outs to the companies that helped me.
Yeah, do it up.
I want to give huge shout outs. I already gave it out to Soundstripe. I want to give it out to Sweetwater. Sweetwater is where I got most of my stuff. B&H Wholesale is where I got the microphones and the headphones. I want to give shout out to Lid Launch. They made the hat that
Nice.
they made
one
the
hat we
XOP.
have.
They made the one hat we have, but I can always get more. It's no big deal.
Yeah.
I want to give a shout out to where the hell did I get the so my digital recorder takes batteries, but I got a external battery pack because let's be honest, it's the battery life is going to last a lot longer. That I'm pretty sure I got that from. Give a shout out to the online retailer.
Yeah, we had because we can't. They're a monster. Bro.
Yeah, okay. Shout out to the online retailer that I got the external battery pack from. Shout out
to every podcaster who did this first.
Yep. I want to give a big shout out to Pat Flynn. Pat Flynn, he has so many podcasts now, but when I was getting this started, I watched a lot of his free content on YouTube. So Pat Flynn's podcast, he's the one who actually told me the specific microphones to get.
Yeah, you're doing this hand job.
Hand job, shake weight, whatever. You know.
Can I give a shout out?
Sure.
I want to give a shout out to Eugene Levy's eyebrows. I want to give a shout out to Eugene Levy's eyebrows.
I want to give a shout out to the Levy family.
Yeah, right. Dan Levy's a hot shit. But listen, you stepped on my joke.
Sorry.
It's all right. Forget it. I was just going to point out how his eyebrows make me believe anything's possible.
Why? Because he could fly away when he flutters them?
And they're just nightmarish. They're like Groucho Marx's mustache. So shout out to those things.
It's his trademark now.
Shout out to Belle Delphine.
I mean, if we're just giving random shout outs now, I mean, let me.
Tom Selleck's mustache. I think that the possibility of where me and Bobby live in the Northeast, there's a lot of weird things that go down. So there's potential for us to live cast from some strange places or some concerts or some whatever. And I'd really like to explore this as much as we can. I'd also really like for it to get good, G-U-D, enough that we can film it potentially and pop it on YouTube too. So, I mean, right now I'm just grateful. Put it this way, man. We did 16 episodes and it felt like we did 3, and that's a lot of content. So
kind of going back to when we did the tribute episode to Pat.
Yeah.
I think it's because it was like riding a bike. We just kind of picked
back
up
on.
Yep.
I wish in hindsight that we had live casted from that concert.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, because that was
the concert I got COVID at.
Yeah, the concert that I don't know how I didn't get COVID at because we were sharing drinks.
Yep.
I probably do have COVID and just didn't get it diagnosed because I'm just too depressed. I wouldn't notice if I can't swallow and food doesn't taste.
Unfortunately, my work makes me have to do tests every week. So it's like, oh, I found it. Oh, I'm home.
I bet the best part about Bobby's COVID was like, hey, Rem, I got COVID. And then like a week later, he's like, hey, Rem, I'm on vacation in Florida. Here's my beach pic.
Yeah.
And I was like, you fucking gangster.
Yeah.
By the way, don't take that in any way. We take this very serious. I still wear masks. If you don't believe in it, you don't believe in it. If you do, you do. But we're not going to make that a discourse here.
Yes. And I believe I don't remember if it was a short or an episode to itself. I did talk about how I did fly. I tested that morning and I was still testing positive. That was a lot of money I sank into the trip. But at the same time, I did everything in my power possible to make sure that I was keeping everybody around me safe. And then when I was on vacation, I still tested. And when I tested negative, that's when I kind of let my hair down, so to speak, and said, okay.
I had a COVID vacation as well last year into Kauai for 9 days. It's a trip, man. They make you jump through hoops for sure. I was showing the QR code that showed that I didn't have it to everybody, but it's good those things are in place.
I agree. What else? Oh, how am I forgetting? Shout out to my wonderful wife.
Oh, yeah, man. Fantastic woman.
She puts up with the fact that when I'm editing, there may be less attention. So I do try to do a lot of this around her work schedule when she is doing personal training. So like right now, where she's not at home, we're not inconveniencing
Can
her.
she help me be less fat?
She can.
Awesome.
She can. I don't use her because she knows that I'm stubborn, and when she starts getting real with me,
Yeah, no, you almost can't, but like
yeah.
I can because I'm your friend and she won't bullshit me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I need a little help with that. Wait, I have a question because I'm going to forget to ask this to you.
sure.
Right now, I want to say, okay, so next year, whatever, the podcast, we have more legs. We
Next
have more-
season. Next season.
Yeah, next. No, let's really jump to next year because I think we got some growing to do. But let's say next year you can have any dream guest on the planet, any dream band. Let's both do this. Well, and I don't mean dream guest locally. I mean globally. Who would be your dream guest and your dream band? Because we are going to want to get bands on here, guys, because we're obsessed with music. We don't know if it's going to go that way. But I
would
mean,
say
Smashing Pumpkins or something would be fucking amazing.
I think Billy Corgan would be
That
amazing.
yeah. Hold on, I think he's here right now. What are you guys doing, Billy? Just checking.
Billy, is today the greatest day that you've ever known?
It is.
I would okay. So music artists, yeah. I would definitely like Billy Corgan to come on. As far as a guest themselves, ooh,
It's tough, isn't it?
it is. But all I know is Ben Shapiro.
Oh fuck.
Yeah, and the reason being is
Oh
because
fuck.
he's-
You're firing.
he's
huh?
he's a lightning rod. But I feel like at least I could have a conversation with him that's civil, and that's a hard thing to do.
Yeah, that's wow.
That's a hard thing to do.
Bobby
but
just whipped his dick out.
but
everybody.
yeah, you know, yeah,
For real.
Yeah.
The gong.
Yep.
The dick hits the gong.
it gets the dong, the dick gong.
Dick
yeah.
gong.
But no, because yeah, he is a lightning rod for conservatism. I feel like he's not quite extreme. He's not. He creeps towards
He does
it.
creep.
He creeps towards extreme for the conservatism, but I think we could have a rational
Oh, he'd be an
conversation.
amazing guest. Yeah,
Yes.
no doubt. See, I'm in a different vein than you because your vein, when you thought of that, is like a little confrontative, which makes for absolutely compelling radio.
Makes for great content.
Yeah, my thought immediately was Nick Cage. Just Nick Cage.
wow.
I don't want any conflict. I want to tap his brain. I think he's a brilliant, brilliant man.
Have you seen his movie Pig?
Oh, of course.
I think I saw that on Hulu.
Let me guess. It's your favorite Nick Cage movie?
No, it's not.
okay.
It's not.
A lot
my
of people
favorite-
saying that.
It's not my favorite Nick Cage movie, but it was really that movie where I said he still got it.
Yeah. See,
He still got it.
he's literally my favorite actor, so I've always thought that. I know he plays into his character, but like Mandy was a fucking masterpiece. He's making his best work now outside of Vampire's Kiss and Leaving Las Vegas. Which
I was gonna say. I mean, if you asked me what I would say, Leaving Las Vegas.
yeah, I
is
can't
probably
watch
his-
that movie.
Yeah,
I relate to the
it's
destruction
harrowing.
of that character.
It is just harrowing.
And I mean, the fact that the guy who wrote the book really did that, killed himself not long after that shit was done. So, but yeah, Cage seems like he would have 5 hours of interesting stuff to talk about.
You think he'd get mad if I just kept referring to him as Nicholas Coppola?
Oh yeah, that's why he doesn't use that name.
Yeah, I'd be like, I understand you wanted to break away from the Coppola clan and have your own career.
Bobby, I need you to shut up.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm gonna need your friend Bobby to shut up.
What you're not understanding now
Yeah, exactly.
is that I'm Nicolas Cage.
A B C D. Yeah, no.
This Nicholas Coppola person.
But I think
gone.
he doesn't exist anymore. But I think that that's a perfect example of why the show's going to work, guys, is because my guest is stupid and goofy and entertaining, and Bob's is really compelling. And if we can continue to have that balance between us, I think it could be remarkable.
And I want to a goal I have just overall, however long this journey goes on, is even though I find it interesting, I don't want to try to be like the Joe Rogan Experience.
no, please don't.
because the part we just did there could very easily lead us down a road like that, and I don't want to do that because you know what? Like, let's use like if we were ever to get like Ben Shapiro to do an episode with Ben Shapiro. If Ben Shapiro did an episode with Joe Rogan, at one point it just devolves into a screaming match.
Yeah, exactly.
Where at that point, I mean, Joe Rogan just verbally overpowers his guest to be a bully.
Of course.
And that's not my goal. If my goal is to educate, entertain, and inform, then that's my approach. Even
no
to
offense
someone
to
like
Joe
Ben Shapiro.
Rogan, of course. I'm sorry, we just can't alienate
I liked him.
huge audiences.
I know.
I liked him in news radio too, but
Oh, he's fantastic in that. He was fantastic with MMA. He was fantastic.
listen, let's not stunt the
Fear factor.
He's
Fear
fantastic
factor.
with the podcast. Half
Yes.
the reason people know about them is because of him. So,
Yes.
So it is what it is. I'd do DMT with him, but he'd probably put me in a chokehold or something.
Yeah, and if I'm, thank you for bringing up not the DMT, but thank you for bringing up that angle of a Rem. Like if I'm being honest, like yeah, we could have moments where the style of our content could pay homage to him,
Yeah.
but if we're just gonna cookie cutter it, then
Yeah, no.
what's the point?
We're not gonna ever be a copy of something else. We're essentially two jackasses who have too much to say ourselves.
To quote the great Phil Anselmo, you can't be something you're not, so be yourself.
You can't be yeah, Pantera, man.
There we
Pantera. If you had to come up in the 90s, Pantera just hit different. I know that's such an overused expression, but man, you can listen to a lot of metal. Pantera just makes you want to fight. I had to stop listening to it at a point in like a decade ago because it amps me up too much. It's like when I listen to Onyx.
You know what's fucked up about heavy metal with me?
What?
Is I find it calming.
No, I used to listen to Injustice for All to sleep.
I don't get that feel. Like if I listen to Killswitch Engage, like I'm like, all right. I listen to that like people would probably listen to classical music.
Yeah. I think that's how a lot of metal listeners are.
Yeah, you could see me in my car driving on the road and like, I'm listening to like Anal Cunt.
Yeah, right?
Yeah. Yeah. I went for the especially
Wow.
catch-worthy one.
Even I didn't expect anal cunt.
Yeah.
What would an anal cunt be? Let's I mean, we're in it, so let's explore it. The anal cunt, would that be you spread someone's butt cheeks and there's a vagina back there?
I don't know. The first place my ADHD part of my mind went was, I don't know, but they would definitely go on tour. They would definitely go on tour with a Butthole Surfers and the Butthole Surfers' most famous cover band, Rembrandt Pussy Whore.
Wow, Bob's on fire right now, people.
I am. Could you imagine? Like, no, I'm just kidding. I digress. So yeah, these are ideas that I have, and this is these. Thank you for sharing your ideas too. But I also say, we keep it fluid and we see where it goes.
Yeah, right now this podcast is gender fluid. We don't know what gender it is yet, so
exactly
we're gonna wait to see what it forms into, and we'll just continue to feed it at its proper final form.
On the scale, and I'm sorry, I'm not trying to minimize, LGBTQ. We're questioning.
Yeah, and that's fair. The world allows questioning.
Yes,
now.
we're questioning.
Yeah. So this podcast is in the process of finding its identity, and for all of you who are in the process of finding your identities, not sexual, gender, just period, just
as
within
people.
Yourself as people.
Yep.
We embrace you, we celebrate you. This is gonna, believe it or not, we've had some divisive subjects, but this is gonna be a thing of love.
Yep.
We're gonna try to talk more about stuff that we don't hate. We're gonna try to focus on stuff that isn't necessarily triggering all the time, but there's gonna be stuff like the Amber Heard stuff that's just topical. And as men and as a man who's been abused, we have the right to discuss that. But it's going to be a place of positivity, a place of openness, a place of growth, and that's what I'm most excited about.
Yep.
And there's no agenda. We have to stress that. Me and Bobby at no point have sat down and been like, yeah, but we're going to secretly no. It's just a couple of jackasses just telling you what we think and hoping you agree, but also hoping you sometimes don't, because then you can teach us new ways to look at things.
If anything ever, if there's ever a legacy to what we're doing here, my hope would be, going a little Ram Dass here, my hope would be that our work with this podcast has led to the betterment of people.
Yeah, I mean, that's the goal. With everything.
Whether it's motivated people to better themselves, made people think about things, or made people feel like they were connected to something when they didn't feel connected, it's been a success.
Yeah, opened up the line of communication.
Yes.
That's it. When I had my website, that was the thing, is like, Bob, I wouldn't necessarily I didn't write BuzzFeed articles. Mm-hmm. I wrote articles that people would connect with, and then people would reach out a lot. And it was like, thank you. That's the most profound feeling in the world. When you open up your email and there's 3 or 4 messages and people are like, listen, that episode or that article helped me. Like, I was in a destructive phase and you shifted my thinking.
Yep.
That's everything. I've had a lot of feelings in my life, but there's no feeling that touches that, because you don't expect it. So when it comes, it's completely altruistic.
And for me, there's no drug. There's no drug that touches
of course.
that. Nope, nothing.
I'll always say helping people and human intimacy. They haven't yet made a drug that can touch those two things.
And maybe I have another person I would want to.
Yes, let's keep it going.
Whether they have them, you know what? Let's have them on the show.
Johnny Depp.
No.
Yeah,
Lesser scale. If you want, hey, did you want? Yeah, I'm for that. I'm just talking about no because it's not. It's the thought of my head.
It's not your head, yeah.
I want to do with El Presidente, David Portnoy. I want to do a pizza review on the show.
Portnoy's, yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to do. But I want a pizza review.
Yeah, but you know how many that motherfucker's list? You know how many people trying to get with Portnoy?
Well, what if we tell them we're going to do another Lunchable one?
Nice.
Did you ever see when he did the Lunchable one?
Of course.
Yeah, the Capri Sun.
That thing is a sin, though, huh?
I know. Yeah.
My ex used to eat those, and that's when I knew we weren't going to last. Oh, I'm not even kidding.
Would she even like try to warm it up so the cheese would melt?
No. She was an anarchist.
Yeah, that's how you know someone's a psychopath.
She was a bananarchist. You know why I call her that? Because she was taking so many bananas behind my back. You see Bobby's face of disappointment as he leaned in to press that.
I did.
Doesn't look like I just broke his heart.
I frowned as I did that.
It's like, Rem, you're better than this.
Yep. All right. So I think now's a great time to do the montage. We're going to do the montage. I teased it. We're doing the montage. So the montage will officially make the end of season 1.
Yeah.
When we get ready to put out season 2, we'll do another trailer. And we'll probably do some shorts that come along with that.
You know what I want you to play here for a song?
What's that?
Don't fret, precious, I'm here. Step away from the window. You know, counting bodies like sheep.
I was going to say, Remy, can you hear me?
I sing to Bobby, he gets Vegemized. I can't do that anymore. Bobby gets this glazed look on his face. It's like, keep singing, Daddy.
I would love to play that, but definitely it's got to be the royalty,
license.
the royalty-free music that I am allowed to use.
Well, that's why we're gonna have to use my music. We're gonna have to. I'll just give you a login to my fucking SoundCloud, and you can pick. Yeah, and you can even tell me some songs you want me to do or some styles.
All right, so
fuck using other people's music. I'm a musician.
No, they're independent artists.
Oh no, I didn't mean like that. I meant like I'm narcissistic.
Oh, okay.
Let me have my music on it.
Let me have my moment, damn it.
All right, so Bob, I'm going to have you finish, but I just wanted to say from this Echo booth that I am deeply appreciative of the show. I am deeply appreciative of you and whoever may have listened at this point. And even if we don't have any yet, that's fine too. This is a bird that needs to get fed, and we need to puke into its mouth a little more. But thank you, all of you who've been listening to us and who've tolerated this. And you just have to know it's going to get more polished and it's going to get better. Thank you. We appreciate you guys. Bobby, I'm going to throw it over to you for the big close.
All right, you got it. All right, so before we get into the montage madness that I'm going to put on here to end the season with the highlights, I also want to thank everybody. I want to thank anybody and everybody who tuned in, who downloaded, who found it interesting, who was willing to give feedback that we can apply to season 2 and beyond. I feel like sticking with the Odyssey theme, every single episode, every single short was its own little journey, with its own little adventure that we went on. And then on top of that, the montage will show the overall season 1 journey that we went on. But as always, to close out every episode, I'll say that this season's Odyssey has come to a close, and we really look forward to you guys coming back for season 2 for another adventure.
We appreciate you.
Yes, take care, everybody. Some people call me Bobby Rocks. You can call me whatever you like. And I wanted to welcome you to the first Zennial Odyssey podcast, just sitting down and having a one-on-one with a interesting entrepreneurial individual who is a Zennial, if you will.
Hi, everybody. My name is Sherilyn Nicholas.
Ready to dive in?
Yeah, let's do this.
What are some kind of mental health related issues for people our age that are kind of specific to us?
I would say a lot of anxiety, a lot of depression, a lot of PTSD.
I don't know if you felt like the stereotypes.
I feel like it's like trying to force a label upon me that doesn't fit.
In the middle, we got at Remy Carrera, a human person.
That's the title.
Follow me on the socials or else. And then I turned it over and it says,
I got you.
What did you expect back here? Question mark.
Somewhat difficult to talk about yourself
Yeah.
and not feel like you're masturbating.
Yeah.
Dude's a creep.
Yep.
Greasy slime bag. So into himself. We need to do 2 or 3 episodes about male mental health. And next time I'm interviewing you, you can be the uncomfortable one.
You can interview me, but I'm not going to be uncomfortable.
God bless you.
As an elementary school kid, when I would come home, I would be left to my lonesome. Feel the message that was conveyed during that time for people just a little younger than me was a lack of trust. I really feel like the trust that was placed in me also extended itself to other areas of my life. And a big area this has played out is when I faced adversity. Was we had the major record labels. They were buying out the independent labels, and it seemed like it really sped up in the 90s. And then when we got to the end of the 90s, we had Napster, and they started to monetize it, and that's when Napster kind of went downhill. I feel like our taste in music started to change. We started to focus more on single songs. And I noticed that there was a shift away from album-orientated music. Zennials are skeptical of the motivations and values of established companies, from big brands to the media. I wholeheartedly agree with that. Work smarter, not harder. I think that's also one of our traits here, people.
My friends and I watched reality TV. I think we didn't take it like to heart as much of the kids nowadays do. We just saw it we took it at face value.
Like a false narrative,
Yeah.
a false reality.
Right. And then if they try, and I think they're actually more depressed trying to live up to a standard that does not exist than they are just trying to be their authentic selves.
For people who don't know why reality TV is so huge, number one, you're not using you're not using professional actors,
Right.
So it's cheap. Millennials as all these characteristic traits, and we don't know what we're talking about. Well, that's where we have to start. In the 4 years that I was gone, I noticed the change, and I got back on there, and I was like, what the fuck is this place?
You know what it was? It was a potential utopia that turned into a dystopia. Nothing in that shower is exceptional. They wash their hair, but they keep their boobies shown or whatever. Okay, I respect that hustle. And so it never bothered me because I saw it for what it was. You want to date a certain caliber of woman, you have to expect that.
Yeah.
But also, like, especially my last relationship, when the OnlyFans would come in, those motherfuckers bought me Jordans. You know about this? Every effect in the Thing prequel, guys who made that movie got screwed. Every effect completely finished and practical. It was Harrison Ford, replicant or not.
I think he was a replicant.
Yeah, so do I.
Because I think he seems like he's got a moral dilemma with what he's doing.
Like you said, existential crisis.
People don't realize that before the mid-'70s, there was no such thing as a blockbuster.
Wasn't a system.
They didn't turn money like it does now. And I say now. Men on
still-
Films broke so many taboos.
Yeah, it did. Even though it was a punchline, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
I still will like see a movie and be like, hated it.
Exactly.
Oh wait, someone's at the door.
Oh.
Hold on, let me just. Hey, you guys gonna be in here much longer? Building's closed down, you know. About drugs, but I think that we need to start with the fact that we're watching a drug revolution right now happen. No, you can manifest, man. You can put good energy out there. And I got called to be on a radio show with amazing people. Played music I was so fucking proud of with some of the nicest people I ever met. And yeah, this show is walking because Pat Krog.
Yep, I agree.
Reach out to your friends, reach out to your family. If you don't have people immediately who react, you can find people on social media. You can find support groups. We appreciate you.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right. And for everybody else out there, thank you if you've tuned in. And as always, this Odyssey has now come to a close. And on that note, take care, everybody.